I'm honestly trying to decide whether or not Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates is a worse title than We Are Your Friends. Seriously, Zac Efron, what's with you in picking weirdly titled movies? Hello and welcome back to another Midnight Showing. As always, I'm Kelly, and I just got out of Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. A surprisingly enjoyable outing for. I'm not really a big fan of a lot of screwball comedies like these, especially these ones nowadays, and I'll explain why, because this movie suffers from a lot of them. But I will say that this one actually was funny. There was plenty of moments in this movie that I found to be kind of enjoyable. Mostly when the jokes were actually written out on the page and not improv, they were pretty freaking hilarious. But then there were other parts where you could just tell they let the camera run and got distracting. My final verdict is wait for Redbox. It's not worth wasting your money on theaters. But if you see it for $1.50 or $2 inside of a rental, why not? It's worth it then. I just wouldn't pay 7, 8, 10, 12, $15 to go see this in the theater. It's just so. It's so. At best, it's so. So, what is the actual plot of this movie? Dipping into the spoilers for those who want to stay for it. There's probably not going to be a big spoiler section on this one. Basically, you have Zac Efron and Adam Devine playing brothers. Devine? Sorry, I might have said that wrong. I apologize if I did. And they are, well, screw-ups, according to the movie. Even though they're totally not screw-ups, they just like to party. I would call them party animals, but in this day and age, I guess that is really the whole mentality of screw-ups. Yeah, so they have a working business. They're perfectly fine, but every single time they go to a family gathering, they tend to rile each other up and screw everything up. They'll light fireworks, for instance, but they will forget to put the launchers properly in place, and the fireworks will usually blow up some camper nearby. We'll be jumping on a freaking trampoline, and we'll knock some people off the roof and end up breaking a bunch of shit and face planting somebody into the ground. Stuff like that will actually cause our grandfather's heart attack because we got him to dance. Look, I'm sorry. The grandpa wanted to dance. If he was worried about that, I don't really think that's their fault. I'm just saying. But yeah, so they don't want them to screw up their sister's wedding. So they want them to bring respectable girls to try to keep them in line. Thus enters in Anna Kendrick and Aubrey Plaza. Sorry, I've got their names right there so I don't screw these up, even though I did screw up Adams. Sorry. And they are basically the female equivalent of these two kids. Anna Kendrick is basically Zac Efron, and Aubrey Plaza is basically Adam Devine. They want the free trip to Hawaii that they're stupidly offering on Craigslist and somehow went viral and got them on a TV show. Yeah, I don't think that's how it works. Just saying. But yeah, they said, we'll just present ourselves to be highly respectable, and thus they tricked them into taking them to Hawaii. And that's where shit goes bad fast. It's basic. You've seen this movie before. It's Wedding Crashers. It's every screwball comedy that you've ever seen. Just transplant wedding for, I don't know, friend's party, or, goddamn it, office stuff, or marriage proposal. I think they did that with Sandra Bullock and what's his name? Deadpool. Crap. Ryan Reynolds. Pretty sure. You've seen this before, and it hits all the plot points that it's supposed to. And really, the biggest negative I can say about this movie is the run-on jokes. you know what I'm talking about. I've talked about these before when I've talked about other comedies, but it's pretty clear that they let the camera roll like I'm doing right now, and they just made everything up as they go. And when I say they made everything up as they go, I mean they literally made up everything as they go. Literally, this is the dialogue. No hyperbole, no joke, no adding anything in. This is literally what 90% of the dialogue in this movie sounds like. So, like, yeah, you remember that one time, like, when we were, like, those guys from Jurassic Park, and, like, yeah, I remember it, like, we were all total Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtle power, yo. Turtle power. Yeah, like, yeah. That is literally 90% of the dialogue. Likes, ums, and yeah. It happens so much. And it's not just Zac Efron or Adam, but Anna Kendrick and Aubrey Plaza are doing it too in their own little worlds. And they just keep going. And nobody said cut. Say cut. They come up with a pretty funny joke, but then they just keep going and going. And it ruins what was a good joke in the middle of this barrage of crap. And seriously, directors and editors, your job is to take the good stuff out of this and, put it in there. Trim the fat off of it. It's okay to let them improv jokes. I'm not saying don't let them improv jokes because, well, we wouldn't get masterful strokes like, what's his name? Heath Ledger as the Joker when he was blowing up the hospital. He's doing that all in front of a green screen. If you watch the behind the scenes, Nolan didn't know what the hell he was doing when he just comes out and just like, he starts hitting the thing. And he just let it go. That scene is fucking hilarious. It is so goddamn funny. Even though it's the Joker blowing up a hospital and possibly killing more than the people that we saw inside there. But I'm just saying, improv jokes like that can be freaking hilarious. But you have to know when to say cut. You have to know as an editor to say, okay, I'm just going to just remove this section of it right here and cut out some of these likes and ums so that they don't come off as complete douchebags who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Because that's what they come off as a lot in this movie. And it just keeps going and going and going. It just... I hate this stupid phenomenon so much. I hate it when Will Ferrell does it. I hate it when Kevin Hart. I was about to say Eckhart, but that's for something else. But Kevin Hart, I hate it when he does it. I hate it when Chris Tucker does it. I hate it when Zac Efron and Adam Devine. I hate it when everybody does this. Just edit. It's not that hard. I know that I'm not one to talk because my video is basically doing that. But this is supposed to be a vlog type thing. It's supposed to be. When I edit it, it pushes back my release dates, which is why I'm behind and why I'm not doing it, because I want to get caught up and send my editing for something else. It's just, you guys are a multi-million-dollar movie. Are you really telling me that you can't edit or say cut? That really is 90% of the problem inside this movie, is because there's so much of that going on. Every scene, every single one. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it is absolutely hilarious to get some of these interactions. Usually when one is trying to play the straight man and one is not. Usually. There's plenty of scenes where Zac Efron and Adam are just having a drink at a bar and they start improvising each other, and it's pretty funny. And then there are other times where they're just going off, like when we're supposed to feel really, really bad about everything they've done inside of the movie, and they keep trying to improv jokes in what should be a scene where they're just playing it straight. It just keeps going and going and going and going. But yeah, I'm kind of drifting and repeating myself similar to this movie, so I'll move on. Let's go into a positive. As I said, there were plenty of scenes that made me absolutely laugh. They are raunchy, okay? I'm not going to lie. They're raunchy. I don't mind that they are raunchy. I don't I'm not going to say, oh, well, it's raunchy comedy for the sake of raunchy comedy, then it's therefore bad. No. If it's raunchy, done right, it's funny. And there are several raunchy scenes in this that are done right and hilarious. Case in point, Anna Kendrick feels really, really, really bad that she ended up hitting the guy's sisters with a four-wheeler, which I would just like to say, one, you could have totally dodged that. Two, even if you had, if that had hit, you'd be dead. Three, your face would not look like that. It would look bad. Don't get me wrong, it looked bad. You have a big old fucking bruise, but I'm pretty sure that you wouldn't have a tire mark on your face. I'm just saying. So, yeah, she feels really bad about hitting her with that because she ended up riling everybody up and getting the situation pushed out of control. So she goes to the sister's spa day and ends up bribing her masseuse to give her a really good time. Yes. Good time. And, I'm sorry, just thinking about this is, she makes a point, don't actually have sex with her or anything like that, but just help her unwind, help her relax, help her feel good. And thus we get treated to this sequence of just pure eye-scratchingness where the masseuse gets naked, covers himself in oil, and starts pseudo having sex with her, I guess you could say, where he's rubbing his body in several different positions and things, and each one is just like getting worse and worse and worse, and the girl is just completely off her craze, just of all of it. And it's just, at one point, he's not even touching her. He's just literally walking over like this. She's like, are you even touching me? No, but my aura is touching you. Oh! And she's just going off. It's one of the raunchier scenes I've seen in film in a long time. And I couldn't help but laugh my ass off it. Because I knew where this joke was going. And I'm really glad it did go there. Because it did actually end hilariously. Because where does this end up going? One of the brothers walks in on this scene. And the reactions from everybody involved are some of the funniest things I've seen. And you can tell a lot of this is definitely improv. But it's just one of those ones. It's absolutely hilarious. There's moments like that where it's just raunchy and fucking stupid that it just works perfectly. There are other raunchy moments that aren't quite as good, like Aubrey Plaza fingering a girl for some Rihanna tickets. Yeah, that's a plot. She's the cousin of the brothers, and she has a feud with one of them. Yeah, it's stupid. That whole cousin subplot was stupid just in general. And I didn't like the actress who played the cousin. I'm not gonna lie. She really did not do it for me, I guess you could say. Even with her buck-ass naked wrestling the brother afterwards, yeah. It wasn't funny. It really wasn't. So yeah, I guess you can get the sense of what this movie is. It's stupid, but it can be funny. And there are scenes where it is absolutely raunchy as fuck. But there are also scenes where they have a lot more written out jokes. Setup jokes. Similar to them getting hit in the face with the ATV, which leading up to that was pretty funny. Actually, hit wasn't funny because it was done so stupidly. But at the same time, the lead up to it, where you can tell that Zac Efron and Adam Devine are really, really trying their damnedest not to push this out of control. And these girls suddenly just take off and start jumping their ATVs on this hill where they could clearly just go around it and be perfectly fine. And no, oh, we can't do this. We can't get riled up. We can't. And no, we're not gonna do it. Do it. They're not gonna do it. Do it. We can't get riled up, dude. Okay, I'm not gonna do it. I'm doing it, and he floors it. Stuff like that. You can tell is improv, but it's edited fast paced enough that it's really, really funny. These jokes just come one right after another without very many ums or likes inside of it. These setup jokes are hilarious. And yeah, I wanted more of that from this movie instead of ums and erg. So yeah, they end up screwing up the wedding, and then they have to do the whole getting everything back on track type deal. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You've seen this movie. You know how it's going to go, how it's going to end. Everything will look like it's fine, then it's not going to end right. Yeah, this movie it's meh. As far as comedies go, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. I mean, seriously, even compared to stuff that I saw last year, like Get Hard or Wedding Ringer, this is a lot better than those. So, yeah, my final verdict from it is it's worth Redboxing. It's not worth seeing in theaters. It's just wait until Redbox, pull it on. If you see it on Netflix, you won't be disappointed. So, yeah, that's it for me. If you enjoy the video, have you seen Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates? And God, is that still a stupid title? Tell me what you thought about it in the comments below, and maybe we'll get some healthy discussion going. And as always, if you like what you see, be sure to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscribe button. Be sure to like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitch and Twitter, and yeah, that's it for me. So we'll see you all next time.